Hey gang, here's another shootcandy.com tutorial. This tutorial we're going to show you how to do this cool letterpress effect. It's pretty popular in the web design industry at the moment. It was made even popular with the release of CS4, and Adobe used it pretty heavily through all their product design. Okay, so first up we're going to jump straight in and create a new document. For the sake of this tutorial I've got it set to 700 by 700 pixels, but feel free to design to whatever you like. First thing, we're going to select a nice blue. The blue I've got selected is 0B71D8. You can choose any colour you like, but I'm going blue because it's sort of the blue of the Photoshop logo. Fill the background blue. The next thing I'm going to do is jump up to Filter, and I go to Render, Lighting Effects. As you can see, this lighting effect is already set to something I like, but probably by default it's something like this. So we just need to drag it out over the edges and basically play with it until you're happy. I'm just going to hit OK. I'm pretty happy with that. The next thing we're going to do is just change our color. I've got this color set to 404040. I think it's a nice color and it works really well. You can use any color, and I'll show you a little bit later some examples of different colors. So we hit OK. I'm going to go to our text tool. Now do a capital P, small s for Photoshop. We hit Control T or Command T on the Mac and just resize it. Make it nice and big. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's go crazy. Okay, apply that. The next thing we want to do is go to our character set toolbox. If it's not up, don't worry, just hit the text. Then you see this little button here, you can click that and it opens up the pop-up. So first thing we want to do is change the font from regular to bold. Works really nice on bold fonts. And the second thing we want to do is change the spacing here, so it just drops it in a little bit. It's nice and tight. Okay, we've finished with text adjustments. We're going to jump straight into our effects dialog box, and for starters let's click on inner shadow. For the inner shadow, I've already got it set to multiply and black selected, that which should be by default. I'm going to change the opacity to around 90%. The angle, I've got it set to 120. By default it might be 90, so you might need to change that. For distance, I'm going to leave it at 5. I think 5 is looking quite good, but for size, let's go something like 13. You can see it's already starting to take shape. The next thing I'm going to do is go to drop shadow. Now drop shadow is actually going to add our highlights, so don't be fooled. Change blend mode to normal. Change black to white. The opacity, we can drop it down to something around 35%. The angle is fine at 120%, it probably keeps the same setting as the inner shadow. The distance, we probably want something like 3%, and the size, let's go 2 pixels. You can see it's nice and tight. The last thing we're going to do while we've got this dialog box open is go to gradient overlay. Change the blend mode to overlay. Drop the opacity to, let's go 15%. And we're happy with that. Hit OK. And that's about it. I'm going to show you a little bit more how to use it on different size fonts. There's some little tweaks and stuff you need to do. So I'm going to copy this layer, hit Control T or Command T on the Mac, I'll resize this, just bring it down so it's a fair bit smaller. and apply that transformation. Just bring it under here somewhere. Nudge it over a few pixels. Okay, you see it's not quite right. The inner shadow is a little bit too big. This outer glow is a little bit too big. For starters, I'm just going to change it to say Letterpress. I'm going to have to resize it so it fits in. Once again, just realign it. So, resizing a little bit more. And there we go, I'm happy. So we'll go up to some of the effects within the letterpress. I just double clicked on effects. The drop shadow, we're probably going to change it to 2 pixels is looking fine there. The size, take it to 1 pixel. The inner shadow, the distance maybe 3 pixels, and we'll drop the size down to say 7. The gradient overlay stays the same, and there we go. One last thing I'm going to do is just change the color. I can experiment with a few colors. As you can see, as I'm changing it, the different effects I'm getting. You go a light color, darker color, but basically, yeah, you can play. You can go different colors. For this, I'm going to keep it a nice blue. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like I said, it's very simple. It's a nice effect. So yeah, go spread the web with it.